So this is the last class before we take an 8-day respite, a little bit of a retreat. Um, and thank you all for being here today to see us off. We have a nice active theta sequence where we're going to cover most all of the basis with a twist uh, inflection. So let's go ahead and get started. Our quote today from the mother is, every moment, all the unforeseen, the unknown, the unexpected is before us. Every moment, all the unforeseen, the unexpected, the unknown is before us. And as we sort of go dark for 8 days with just a few memories of our last few months to provide you a little bit of asana guidance over the course of the next 8 days, I guess that seems especially poignant. And as we trudge forward into this strange climate that we're all living in, this seems like, as always, an opportunity to confront the unforeseen, the unexpected, and the unknown with acceptance, tapas, is that right? Santosha, and also with bravery and ambition, which is tapas. And those will be the two things that we're going to be talking about in terms of our niyama in July when we come back. So there's a little teaser for you about what is before you in addition to the unforeseen, the unexpected, and the unknown. So close your eyes and bring your hands to the tops of your thighs with your palms facing up. Let your breath guide your consciousness down into your physical frame. From a place of contemplation and hypothetical situation into the physical reality of the moment. Uniting yourself so that you can approach the unforeseen, the unexpected, and the unknown with anticipation rather than trepidation. Inhaling, bring the middle fingertip of your right hand to your heart center. And feel receptive and open to the unknown, the unforeseen, the unexpected. Anticipate serendipity rather than chaos. Discovery rather than disaster. And continuing to feel this feeling of openness, lower your right hand and bring both hands up to the side of your head, your fingertips together, your palms slightly cupped. As you exhale, gather all of your thoughts as if you are bringing a picture into clearer focus adjust the aperture on your camera lens. And bring your mind to a single clear spot. Inhale. Exhaling, draw your hands down to your heart center and connect to that feeling of possibility. Inhaling, bring your hands up to the side of your head again. Gather the fortitude of your mind. Inhale. Exhaling, bring your mind down into the center of intuition, open to the possibility of finding that perfect thing just around the corner, whether you know it's there or not. And do this 2 more times. Looking out over the horizon, keeping your eyes peeled rather than leaning back, succumbing to daydreaming, melancholia. Don't miss your chance to sing out because you're stuck in your mind. With your hands at your heart center, let's take an inhalation. Join together for class with 3 ohms, 1 round of the Gayatri in the 3-tone version, and 3 more ohms. Margo devasya dhimahi yo yo naha prachodayat. Exhaling, bow your head, connecting your intelligence to your intuition through the intersection of your body. Inhaling, lift your head, slowly open your eyes, release your hands, and sweep across your legs. Take your arms out to the side, interlace your fingers with your hands over your head, draw your chin to your chest. As you stretch up through your belly and your side waist, up into your arms, drawing your shoulder blades towards your ears and wrapping them around to the front of the body. And undo the interlace of your hands. Stretch your hands out to the side of the room. Lift up with your chin. and twist to the right. As you root down through your sitting bones and lift up through your belly and your side waist, notice where the twist is going right now. Inhaling, come back to center. And exhaling, root down, lift up through the belly and the side waist and twist to the left. And also here, notice where are you twisting. Inhaling, come back to center. And exhaling, twist over to the right again, locating the twist in some place different. Inhaling, come back to center, and exhaling, go over to the left, doing the same thing. Discover some new point above your sacrum in your spine to move the twist. Hearken to the unknown. And inhaling, come back to center and straighten your legs. Stretching your heels forward and spreading across your toes, pushing down with your hands to broaden across your collarbones. Draw the arches of your feet up through your shins, up through your thighs, and squeeze and release the quadriceps 9 times. And after 9 quad pumps, bring your feet together into Baddha Konasana. And while pressing the four corners of the feet into one another, lift those arches up again and spread the toes apart from one another and away from the opposite foot's toes to draw the knees away from the midline, even as you root down through your sitting bones and lift up through your belly and your side waist. So you should feel both a rooting and lifting and an internalizing and an outward spreading happening across the entirety of the body. Now bring your hands to your feet and open your feet like a book. Spread your soles outward. Bring your hands to your knees and bend your elbows, externally rotate your leg, and press your thighs away from your hips. Close your feet with your mind, close your knees with your hands, straighten your legs, and contract and release the quadriceps 3 more times. And now, after 3 quad pumps, come onto your back and let's go through the first 3 moves of the hip series. Linda, I don't know what happened, but you're upside down and it's so crazy looking. I was gonna try to not say anything.
Put the participants in from windows.
All right.
Oh, they're okay.
It was just going to be too weird when the legs started coming up. That was for sure. I had to get it fixed. Thank you so much. All right, everyone, bring your bend your right knee. Place the strap at the top of your right heel and take your right leg up towards the ceiling as you strongly internally rotate your left leg and lift and spread the toes on both feet. And with the toes and the arches on both feet active, draw your right hip forward and draw your right sitting bone towards the earth as you stretch your right heel up. And send your exhalations into your hamstrings to allow them to expand, release, and blossom. Bend your right knee, lower your right leg, bring it right down next to your left leg. Bend your left knee, place the strap at the top of your left heel and take your left leg up. Maintaining constant squeeze of the left quadricep. Draw the left hip forward. Set the root of the pose by strongly internally rotating the right leg and activating the right foot. And draw the left sitting bone and the left heel away from one another to explore the possibilities of a fully released left hamstring. And now bend your left leg, lower it down. Take your right leg up again, holding the straps with your left hand and bringing your right hand to your right hip crease. And maintaining a steady internal rotation on both legs, cross over the midline with the right leg and bring it in line with your left shoulder. And draw your right hip towards the left foot, both forward and inward, and draw it down towards the mat as you stretch your right heel away from the hand. And cross back over the midline. Lower your right leg and take the left leg up. Holding the strap in your right hand, bring your left hand to your left hip crease. And keeping a strong internal rotation on both legs, cross over the midline. Stretch your heel away from your hip and push your hip away from your heel. Relaxing your right shoulder all the while. Send the stretch to the outside of the left leg. Cross back over the midline, lower your left leg and take the right leg up one last time. Holding the straps in the right hand with your left hand on your left hip. Maintaining a strong internal rotation on the left leg and keeping the belly and side waist of equal length. Wind your right leg out to the side as you move your left hip away from your descending inner right heel and come balancing on your right glute. And stretch your right foot away from the body as you draw the right femur back into the hip socket. Stretch the inside of the right leg. Exhaling, come on up. Lower the right leg and take the left leg up. Strap in the left hand, right hand on the right hip. And exhaling, take your left leg left as you move your right hip right. And once you're down there, after you've established the action of the left foot, the drawing in of the left femur, draw your left hip forward to equalize the left and right side waist. Exhaling, pick your left leg up and lower it down. Set your strap aside. Look up to make sure that you are centered within yourself and on the mat. And bend both knees. Bring your feet to the ground. Bring your hands behind your head with your fingers interlaced and your elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. And bring yourself up into 90, 90, 90 with your legs. And activate those feet strongly and draw the arches through the shins and spread the toes apart, moving them towards the shins as well. Find the anterior tilt of your pelvis, drawing your sacrum forward, giving you a little upper curve in your lower back, and draw your shoulder blades up off of the ground without reducing the space between your ribs and your hips. And continue to forge forward into the unknown, moving those shoulder blades up any amount more as you maintain the anterior tilt and your breath. And exhaling, float the shoulders down. Float the legs down. Take a couple of breaths and bring your hands out into T. And pick your legs up into 90, 90, 90 again. And we're going to work on our twist core work today, Parivrita Pavanmukhatasana. And as you all know, with a twist, we root and lift. And the root of this twist is in the shoulder. So as you draw your knees to the right, keep your left shoulder grounded by twisting your belly to the left. Hold for an inhalation and exhaling, come back to the middle. Inhale and exhaling. Twist your knees to the left, but keep your right shoulder grounded and turn the belly and your head towards the right. Inhaling, hold, exhaling, come back to center. Then do that 2 more times on each side. Exhaling to the right, turning the belly and the head to the left. Inhale and exhaling, come back to the midline. Twist left, look right. All the while, finding the lift in the belly and the side waist, maintaining your anterior tilt. That's the lift from the root of your shoulder blade staying grounded. And after you've done a total of 3 times on both sides, lower your legs. Take a couple of breaths. And roll over to your right and come up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog.
And once you are up in Adho Mukha Svanasana, pedal your legs a few times. Stretch down through your heels. Whatever knee is bent, press down more through that same side hand to get asymmetrical traction in the body. So if the right knee is bent, press down more through the right hand. If the left knee is bent, press down more through the left hand. And then bend both knees subtly and use that action to help you lift your sitting bones up to create more anterior tilt to the pelvis And then as you slowly straighten your legs, press your thigh bones back into your hamstrings and down into your heels. Press down through the base of your index finger and thumb. Hug the arms into the sockets. And spread your shoulder blades. And then inhaling, look up. And exhaling, step the right leg forward, take the left knee down. Come into Vanarasana. Lift the toes on the front foot. Press the toenails of the rear foot down. And then drop your right sitting bone towards your right heel. Lift the bottom of your belly. Lift your sternum, lift your chin, look up. This openness is not just in the hip flexor, it's the entire front body. From the top of the left foot all the way through the front of your throat. Exhaling, step back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Find the length of your side waists, the lift of your sitting bones, and the descent of your heels. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step the left leg forward. Take the right knee down. As usual, check that your ankle's underneath your knee. Sneak that rear knee back in space. Lift the toes on the front foot. Press the toenails of the rear foot down. And drawing that left sitting bone towards the left heel, lift the bottom of your belly. And lift through the entire front body from the instep of the right foot all the way through the front of your throat. Exhaling, step back into Palakasana, plank pose. Keep your feet at hips width, but not wider. Check that the eyes and the elbows are facing each other. And then lift the pit of the abdomen towards your sternum as you move the flesh of the buttocks towards the heels. Spread your shoulder blades without rounding your upper back. And then bring the weight onto your right hand, roll the right foot onto its outer edge, and either stack the left leg on top or place the foot in front in the kickstand version. Yeah. Now lift the bottom of your belly and lift the entire right side of your body up towards the left side of your body. Whitney, you've made so much progress on this pose. It's incredible. All right, exhaling, come back into Palakasana. And then switch sides. Bring the weight into your left hand, roll your left foot onto the outside and either stack the right leg on top or kickstand the right leg in front. Press down through the hand, lift the bottom of your belly, and lift the entire left side of your body up towards the right side of your body. And then exhaling, come back and into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Whew. And then exhaling, walk the feet forward towards your hands. Bend your knees, bring your hands together, and inhaling, come all the way up. And stretch the arms out to the sides and bring the hands back to your heart. Come to the head of your mat if you're not there already. Bring your hands to your heart center. Now we just held those warming poses, Adho Mukha Svanasana, Vanarasana, Palakasana, and Vasisthasana. So now with our Surya Namaskar, let's focus more on the flow of our breath. So remember, in Surya Namaskar, we want the breath to contain the movement. The breath starts, then the movement starts, then the movement ends, then the breath ends. All of this happens very quickly. Right? All right, bring your hands to your heart center. Focus on your breath. And then exhaling, look into your heart. Inhaling, take the arms all the way up and spread your shoulder blades as your hips comes forward. Lift the toes and exhaling, bend the knees as you forward fold. Let the breath last all the way down. And then inhaling, look up, create that baby back bend. Exhaling, step the right leg back, take the right knee down. With your inhalation, create all of that lift of the front body that you just had. And then exhaling, step into Palakasana, plank pose. Create that strength of the front body. And on your next exhalation, drop down, Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, and chin. Inhaling, scoop forward into Sarvasana and contract all the muscles of your back body. Inhaling, lift up with your chest. And exhaling, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Thanks everybody for kind of going along with me when I sort of goofed that one up. So if those of you did it right, kudos for you. And then inhaling, look up, and exhaling, step the right leg forward. Take the left knee down. You know, sometimes when I get to flow in with my mouth, I forget the pieces. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step the rear leg forward. Bend your knees deeply, bring your hands together, and inhaling, come all the way up and back down to the heart. So notice how some poses, if you run out of breath, require you to move through the pose more quickly, right? So I'm going to guide you on the second side, on the left side, but I also know that everyone on this screen knows this series. And all of us are legitimately working at our own breath pace. So if you move ahead of me or you're slightly behind me, absolutely fine. Bring your hands to your heart center if they're not there already. And then exhaling, look into your heart. Inhaling, lift the hands all the way up. Long inhalation. And then exhaling, long exhalation down into Uttanasana. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step the left leg back, take the left knee down. Use your inhalation to create that lift of the front body. Exhaling, step back into Palakasana. Inhale in the pose. Exhaling, drop down, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhaling, scoop into Sarvasana. Exhaling, look into your heart. Inhaling, lift the bottom of your belly to come up into Bhujangasana. Drop the shoulder blades away from your ears. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana. For me, Bhujangasana is the hardest. I always have much more pose to do, even if my breath has run out. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step the left leg forward. Take the right knee down. Inhaling, look up. Exhaling, step the rear leg forward. Bend your knees, bring your hands together. Inhaling, come all the way up and back. And exhaling back down to your heart. Center your mind one time. And after centering your mind, set your props up for standing poses. Let's do 2 standing poses, Trikonasana and Virabhadrasana 1. Stand in Tadasana in the middle of your mat. We've introduced quite a few things about Trikonasana in the last 3 months. The lift of the toes to help activate the arches, to find more strength in the inner line of the legs. The opening of the chest as going into the pose to keep the broadness across the collarbones. The spirals of the legs. And then perhaps you just finally learned instruction we've been giving for years. So what new thing are you going to focus on in this Trikonasana? And then inhaling, bring the hands to jumping position. Exhaling, bend your knees. Inhaling, step or jump 4 to 4.5 feet. Right, that's a new thing too, having you go a little longer in your stride. And turn the right leg out and the left foot in. Lift your toes. Lift the bottom of your belly. Keep your chest open, especially in the left shoulder as you come down into Trikonasana. And then once you're in the pose, bring your awareness back to your breath. And in bringing the awareness to the breath, zoom out to get a macro view of the body. What is calling for your attention? And how can you use either the inhalation or the exhalation to come into the newness of this Trikonasana at this moment? And then inhaling, come up. Turn your feet back to neutral. Nice lift of the toes, Laura Stevens. Turn the left leg out and the right foot in. And exhaling, keep that shoulder rolling back and the left side long as you come down on the left side. Yeah, Whit, exactly. A little wider stride. You're good. Don't go any further. Focus on your breath. Zoom out to take in the totality of your body. What needs your attention? How can you bring more of your consciousness to that part of your body through your breath? And then inhaling and come up. Turn your feet back to neutral and step the feet out a teeny bit wider. Now, knowing that Vera 1 is next, if you feel like, I don't want my blocks right behind me, you can always get them out of your way. And then think about the new things we've learned about Vera 1 in the last 3 months. Again, the lift of the toes, the hugging of the inner thighs towards each other to be on the same plane. For some of you, that sensation of opening the palms with the crossed thumbs has brought new awareness. For some of you, looking up before you even begin to turn the body. So what are you going to focus on with this Vera 1? And then take the arms out to the side, turn the palms up, bring the arms up and the hands together. And then turn your entire left leg in and your entire right leg out. And then experiment with something new here. And exhaling, bend your right knee. Keep your toes lifted. Straighten the rear leg. Press the left thigh bone into the left hamstring and push back through the left heel. And then inhaling, come up. Turn back to neutral and change directions. Right leg in, left leg out. If you're working with the cross thumbs, open palm technique, change the cross of your thumbs. And then bend that left knee. Straighten the right leg as much as you can. Lift the bottom of your belly. Lift your shoulder blades and your fingertips. Take one more breath. And inhaling, come up. Turn your feet back to neutral. And exhaling, step or jump the feet back together. Clear. Actually, let's do one thing. Stay just where you are. No need to clear your blocks. Take the arms up into parallel lines. Take the left arm on top, come into Garudasana. Hug the arms and joint and spread the shoulder blades. Exhaling, release and change sides. Take the right arm on top. Contract the deltoids and the rotator cuff muscles. Use serratus anterior to spread your shoulder blade. And release. Come into Gomukhasana, left arm up, right arm under. Please use a strap. If the fingers don't easily and automatically touch. Lift the right shoulder blade up and wrap it around towards the front of your body. Move your left shoulder blade towards your spine, forward towards the front of the body and down towards your waist. Keep both side waists equally long. And then release and change sides. Right arm up, left arm down and back. Margie, you stick with your work. Lift the bottom of your belly. Move your right shoulder blade up and around towards the front of your body. Bring your left shoulder blade towards your spine, towards the front of your body, and down towards your waist. Inhaling, release. And now, clear props out of your way and come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog.
Press your left hand into your right hip, your right hand into your left. And lift the belly, lengthen the side waists while drawing the quadriceps away from that lift. And feel how that Garudasana and Gomukhasana is enabling you to spread your shoulder blades. Keep your feet at hips width apart and maintain the spread of your shoulder blades as you lower yourself down towards the floor in Palakasana. And then begin to draw the shoulder blades away from the ears, bring the inner elbows forward and lower the hips towards the ground to come into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, come back up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And let's work with the flow in this pose. So on your next inhalation, keep the belly lifting and lower down into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. As you keep the belly lifting, draw the shoulder blades towards one another, away from the ears. Stretch the heels away from your sternum. And exhaling, move back up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spread your shoulder blades and draw them towards the head while you relax the neck. Inhaling, lower down. Focusing on the movement of the shoulder blades away from the ears, but maintaining the lift of the belly. And exhaling, keep that lift of the belly happening as you come back up into Adho Mukha. And then do this 2 more times. Finding yourself into Urdhva Mukha before your breath fully runs out. And starting to lift your hips up just after you start to exhale. End in Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then bring yourself back onto your knees. Sit back on your heels. And the time has come for our inversion portion of the program. So if you are inverting today, you have several options that you can pursue. You can work on your Shirshasana push-ups, which means starting with your hands in headstand tripod, tucking your toes under, lifting your hips up and back, and then maintaining that spread of the shoulder blade we were concentrating so heavily on in Adho Mukha, drawing your head towards your hands and away from your hands without moving the shoulders forward and backwards. You can also set up into Pinche Mayurasana hands. Arms parallel, fingers spread, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, and draw your shoulders forward and moving them back. Notice how Letitia is taking her elbows out of a 90-degree angle in both directions. If you can practice Shirshasana on your own without a teacher, feel free to go into Shirshasana. And could you demo the flexibility work against the wall? That if you're not inverting today because of being on your cycle or any reasons like that, maybe some discomfort in the neck, you can come to the wall.
Don't stand in front of the camera.
All right. Come to the wall. Press down through your heels, roll up through your sitting bones, push your forearms into the wall. Spread the shoulder blades. All right. So those are your options. If anyone has any questions about what they might like to do today, come on up and let me know. Noreen, your shoulder blades are definitely coming forward a little bit more. Ground, push down harder. There we go. Spread and then, yeah, draw those hips. Yeah. There we go. I like that work for you, Patty. Once you have completed your work, sit back in Balasana, child's pose, for a few breaths. regaining an equilibrium and integrating that change in perspective from your inversion work. Then sit back on your heels and center the mind one time. Every moment, all the unforeseen, the unexpected, the unknown is before us. Contemplate that quote without fear. And then let that go and come sitting in Baddha Konasana. For our first twist today, or our first seated twist of the day, which is Matsyengasana. So tuck your right leg back, place your right knee in the sole of your left foot, and bring your hands around to the left, keeping your arms body distance apart from one another and straight. Lift your right hip up towards your inner left knee and tuck your right hip under towards your right knee to lengthen your left side waist. And twist to the left. Walk your hands around to the left, maintaining a lift on the belly and keeping both side waists equal. The root of the pose here is your right knee. So keep that grounding down and stretch away from it as you twist any amount more to the left. And inhaling, keep all of that lift and length as you wind around. Bring your feet back into Baddha Konasana and change sides. Tuck your left leg back. Walk your hands around to the right. Lift your left hip up, tuck your right hip under, and walk your hands around more deeply to the right to twist. Make the front of the body and the back of the body the same length. Twist into that space. Make the right side waist and the left side waist the same length. Twist into that space. And draw your head and your left knee away from one another. Twist into that space. And inhaling, wind around. And sit up on enough of a support so that your sacrum can be perpendicular to the ground with your legs forward in Dandasana. And our next seated twist is Marichyasana number 1. So bend your right knee in towards your right sitting bone, keeping the inner right foot on the inner left, or touching the inner left thigh, and strongly internally, or am I backwards?
No, you're correct.
And strongly internally rotate the right leg.
The left leg.
The left leg. And bring your right elbow to the top of your right knee. Bring your left hand around to the left and twist to the left, rooting through both sitting bones, lifting through your belly and your side waist. And as you twist to the left, move your right elbow to the inside of your right knee. Root, lift, and twist. Equalize your side waists and twist. And think about the start of class and move this twist into some unexpected, unknown part of your spine. Integrate that discovery into your body. And maintaining both your root and your lift. Inhaling, slowly wind yourself out of the twist. Straighten your leg. Bend your left knee. Keep your right leg strongly internally rotated and bring your right elbow to the top of left elbow to the top of your left knee. Take your right hand around to the back. Twist to the right. As you twist, bring your right elbow to the inside of your left elbow to the inside of your left knee. Root down, lift up, and twist right. Make a fist with your left hand. And inhaling, come on back around. And come onto your belly for Bhujangasana.
So as you transition into lying on your belly, with your legs hips width, just let yourself rest for a moment. Feel the body. And then bring your awareness specifically into your low back, quadratus lumborum, the space between the top of your pelvis and the bottom of your ribs. Internally rotate your legs and press the pinky toe side of your foot down into the ground. And contract gluteus medius, the sides of your buttocks, to move your sacrum away from your head and make the low back longer. And then inhaling, lift the bottom of your belly and come up into Bhujangasana, cobra pose. And keep pressing the pinky toes down and lifting the bottom of your belly up, contracting gluteus medius to move the sacrum away from the back of your head. And then exhaling, pull the belly forward as you come down. Deepen your breath. Once again, internally rotate your legs, press the pinky toes down, contract gluteus medius and lift the bottom of your belly to make the low back even longer. And then inhaling, come on up into Bhujangasana. And as you come up, drag your hands back in space without actually moving them to move your side ribs forward and up, even as you keep that space in your low back. And then exhaling, drag the belly forward as you come down. Please let me know before we do our third round if you have any low back or shoulder pain. You can wave a hand at me and I'll give you a modification. Okay, I don't see any hands waving, so let's go again. Internally rotate your legs. Feel the cultivation of the arches as you press the pinky toes down. And then suck the arches all the way up through the bottom of your belly and inhaling, come on up. Let the thighs feel heavy. even as you lift the bottom of your belly and press the pinky toes down. Broaden across your collarbones and draw the shoulder blades towards your waist as you open the front of your throat. And then exhaling, pull the hands and make the belly longer as you come down. And rest. And then come up onto hands and knees. And then lie on your back and have a block handy. And we're going to do a one-legged version of Setu Bandha. So lie on your back. Lift your hips up and place the block underneath your sacrum. Susan, are you wondering if you want to do a supported shoulder stand instead? Okay, you have that option. Go for it. Do it. Okay. Those of you in supported Setu Bandha, bring your legs together. Bring the feet together, the knees together, the shins together, the thighs together, everything together, together, together. Now let's just test the height that you have chosen for your block. So this is not full pose, this is just a tester. So bring your right knee in towards chest and extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then slowly straighten your left leg, keeping your left heel on the ground. And notice if this creates any low back discomfort or if you cannot actually straighten your left leg. And then bring the foot back in, drop the right foot back down. Let's test the other side. So feet back together. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling and then straighten your right leg out. See what happens on this side. Beautiful. And then bring that right foot back in, take the left foot back down. If either side created low back discomfort or you couldn't actually straighten your leg completely, I want you to knock the block down a level. Lovely. Now, yes, Margaret, by all means, put that blanket in there. Give yourself some cushion. Now bring the legs together. Take the right leg up again. And then slowly straighten your left leg. As you straighten your left leg, internally rotate your left leg and stretch out through the left heel. And then lift the bottom of your belly and move your right hip away from your right armpit. Exhaling, bend the left knee, put the left foot on the ground, lower the right foot back down, legs back together. And then bend your left knee in towards chest. Take the left leg up. And once you have the left leg up from the inner right groin, slowly begin to straighten the right leg. And as you internally rotate and straighten the right leg, stretch your left heel up towards the ceiling and move your left hip away from your left armpit. Exhaling, bend your right knee, put your right foot on the ground, lower your left. Do that one more time on each side at your own pace, holding for just a breath or two. Let your focus be twofold. Create internal rotation on the straight leg on the ground and move the lifted leg hip away from the same side armpit. Whitney, when it's time for you to change sides, adjust your block. This version of the pose can actually help reset the SI joint if anything has gotten a little cattywampus. And then once both legs come back down to the earth, do at least 6 lifts of the hips. 6 lifts of the hips. And on the 7th lift, take the hips all the way up. Remove the block and float back down. Locate your strap and take the right leg up into Supta Padangusthasana. And hold Supta Padangusthasana for just 2 breaths. And apply those same actions you were just working on with that version of supported Setu Bandha. Internally rotate the leg on the ground, move the lifted leg hip away from the same side armpit. And then change sides. Internally rotate the leg on the ground, move the lifted leg hip away from the same side armpit. And then do that one more time on each side at your own pace, just holding for a few breaths. And once you've done this, one more time on each side for 2 breaths. If everything feels like it's ready to settle into Shavasana, please begin to set that up. But if your body feels like it's actually calling for one more round of Supta Padangusthasana, by all means, do that a 3rd time. But otherwise, set yourself up for Shavasana. Add in the props you'd like to have. Dim the lights. Maybe even put socks back on, right? Perhaps your air conditioning is really kicking in and now you're chilly. But let yourself be comfortable. And give yourself permission to relax. Make your exhalations a little bit longer than your inhalations. Use these longer exhalations to drop your body down into the earth and into stillness. Keep your body calm and still. And bring your awareness back to your breath. And deepen your inhalations. Let the feeling of the lungs expanding and contracting be the feeling of awakening. Every moment, all the unforeseen, the unexpected, the unknown is before us. So bend your right knee, place your right foot on the ground. Do the same with your left. Roll over to your right side. And then slowly bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center. And let's mark the end of our time together for today with one Om, one round of Sri Aurobindo's Gayatri, and 3 Oms. So inhale to join. Tat Saviturvanam Rupam Jyoti Parasya Dhimai Yannaha Satyena Dipayet. Exhaling, bow your head with gratitude. Inhaling, lift your head. Slowly open your eyes and release your hands. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. As always,